Pickacard, what is your current superpower? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, Pile 1. My name is Crystal with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. So today we're going to be looking at what is your current superpower and how's that developing. We're going to go ahead and ring the bell for additional good juju in 3, 2, 1 with my trusty dusty mallet right here. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and here we go. What is your current superpower and how's that developing? You have the Four of Swords. You have the World. You have the High Priestess, along with the Page of Swords. You have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the Knight of Swords. Real fine. So pile number 1, thank you so much for being here, first of all. So what are your superpowers and how are they developing? So we have the Suit of Swords right here being present, but it's really interesting because the Swords is always about the mind, and I feel like you are learning to take a break and also a potential ending. I feel like you're kind of done with a situation that has run its course. I feel like in your veins, because the High Priestess is present right here as well, you are well aware that this is over and done. Roger, that kind of a thing. Pile number 1, I definitely feel like there might be some fear involved. Granted, these are the horror tarot, right? You guys saw the backs of these. But I'm going to say that you might have a little bit of fear. And also, with the Four of Swords, we're always really focused on processing the Three of Swords. Like, this could be recovery, a health thing, a health issue, or getting mildly sick. But I feel like in this case, it has to do with thinking about heartache and heartbreak. Almost like if something ends, are you going to get brokenhearted? Are you going to break your own heart? Are you going to break somebody else's heart? If it's a relationship or a situationship you're considering, and as you should, the feelings of others. But pile number 1, I definitely feel like this has a lot to do with things that have transpired in your past that you're still kind of processing. But there's something here of major consequence that is over. And it's not a surprise to anyone here. If you're surprised to hear these words, pile number 1, that I guarantee you this is not your pile today. Simply because we have the High Priestess. This is not something to catch you off guard. This is something definitely, once again, that has run its course. Now, it's interesting that I kind of resettle these cards right here. My own cards are interesting as I resettle them. Kidding. But with the Page of Swords right here, I feel like you're doing some homework. I feel like you're doing some analyzing. You're doing some investigative work in order to really kind of substantiate what it is that's ending. And you're trying to process how this thing is going to go down. Are you going to do it on your terms? And even if it is on your terms, then you can allow other people to think that it's on their terms. Sometimes that's a factor, depending. But this reminds me of that game Operation as well. So you're just kind of like fine-tuning everything. And with Operation right here, I definitely feel like you don't want to make any noise because that was the whole point of the game, right? And I feel like you're fine-tuning your skills, your gift right here, because all of this is like almost in the subtle realms. You can feel it already. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like you know that there is a need for communication, right? You need to communicate what is going on. But once again, it's going to be how you communicate. It's going to be entirely up to you. And for some of you guys, I still feel like you're going to orchestrate it in such a manner that you're going to allow it to naturally fall on its own, whether this is a job or relationship, situationship, a friendship, all of it, same. Or if this is a situation where you want to take the bull by the horns, get ahead of the game, and just make it known, yep, I'm done, and this is why. But I feel like subtly, your superpower is knowing when the time has run its course. But I also feel like you know that you have something else here on hand, something in your hands, something that's tangible, that is actually going to develop for you. Again, if it's a relationship, great. It doesn't mean that you've met the person or whatever, but it definitely means that your intuition is on fire, that you're like, look, this is in my hand right now. I need to work on this project, or I need to head in this direction in order to further my cause, my case, that kind of a thing. But make no mistake, pile number one, part of your superpower right now, believe it or not, is taking a rest, taking a break, and go ahead and processing what it is that you need to do, what it is that needs to end. And this is going to be for your own good. It's not going to be an ending of, oh my goodness, catastrophic. You know, we feel that way for sure. And I'm definitely not going to, you know, blow smoke. It's as far as I'll take it because I get in trouble all the time. But I'm going to say, pile number one, that you already feel this coming. Once again, now with the world, this is a successful graduation, and I feel like it's going to really depend on how you personally view things, but it's going to behoove you to take a more positive approach or positive mindset while you're processing things, right? There's no point in breaking your own heart. It's going to be trying to find the silver lining in everything. And it's not necessarily toxic positivity, but it's a necessity to get through life, to make sure that you are attracting the right things to you, and so on and so forth. But knowing that you are having a glow up and showing up for yourself. So pile number one, let's see how this is coming about. Because with the image that you chose, with the cat, like walking through, it's like a little meadow or something like that. I feel like you're treading carefully, gingerly, but you're also facing things head on. You're facing things with a curiosity. And part of your superpower is being curious. It's like, I wonder if, you know, about the current situation, but also I wonder if that thing that I have in my palm, that gift that I already have, it's going to develop. Does it have to do with communication? Is that something that is going to help me get out of the situation and into something better for myself and for everyone around, that kind of a thing. So pile number one, let's keep it moving here. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you guys for being here, for all of your likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, things like that. Super fun. Pile one, how is this coming about with the lovers, not the lovers? Okay. So let's see a little bit more about this, because look at the solar plexus chakra here. Pop in, baby. Some of you guys do have, new love coming in or renewed love. With the Three of Wands, this is also, I'm looking at this X right here. This could be a situation where you feel like you're circling the block once again on a situation in a different manner. So in other words, something is going to be ending, and this could have to do with like your family tree, your lineage, and things like that. So it could be partnerships, marriages, situationships, whatever you call, you know, your family. But I feel like the path is clearing, and there is, with that root chakra burning right here, a desire to wait for things to kind of get established or to be more seen. But part of your superpower, your renewed superpower that's being honed right now, is that you have the ability to know, you know, I've been waiting for this. I'm hearing that old song. I've been waiting for a girl like you to come into my life. Listen, that's not my best singing voice. I just woke up. But actually, I'm never going to get it. So I feel like you've been waiting for this, and this has to do with love and maybe even with an apology. Pile number one, I feel like your superpower is that you're incredibly intuitive. You could be very musical. You could be very much kind of like a hermit, or a little bit, I don't want to say withdrawn, but I feel like you have a powerful inner voice. And now is the time to listen to it, because this gives me the same vibrational feeling as that cat, the image that you chose, right? of that cat gently walking through the meadow, just kind of curious about life, getting in tune with what you're feeling, and what you're honing and what your intuition is telling you is that things are not necessarily great right now, I'm going to say, especially because you have the ending right now. We don't end great things typically on a whim. But I'm going to say that part of your doubt also, if you're on the spectrum, if you're a little bit like autistic or my brain always like taps out on anything else, but I feel like you understand what I'm talking about. If you have like sensory issues and things like that, I feel like that's where it's coming into play. It's not that you are not normal. I feel like those are gifts given to you, and you perceive and you sense things differently. And you could be quite sensitive to sensory overload as well, right? So maybe perhaps when you were younger, you would have like meltdowns being around too many people, or even currently, like I wouldn't say that I necessarily have a meltdown, but I have a complete power down, let me tell you. So that would be my meltdown, is, you know, having too much peopling in my life. It could be not good for me. So I feel like you listening to those things and doing your homework, because things are going on in the subtle realm for sure. And you're already aware of this. Pile number 1. What else do we have right here? Why is this Page of Cups here? Because this could also stand for an apology. But I feel like in your gentleness, you are picking up on all these things, on the subtleties. And you know that rounding the corner, it's imminent. And I feel like you can do it within your own timing, kind of a thing. What? Look how gorgeous that is. We have the Sun. And by the way, for those of you that are curious, this is the gorgeous deck. What is this called? Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms. Yes, if you're a reader or if you're interested, that's what that is. But I feel like with the Sun, it is touted to be the most sunny, happy card of the entire tarot deck. I'm going to say that you do, I mean, even a child could be something that is being reflected in here as well. And your intuition can know about it. But I feel like this is saying that things are going to be going perfectly the way they are designed, the way that they are divinely orchestrated, and that your superpower is only going to continue superpowering, that this is being done for you. And I feel like that you have a real hands-on approach to this, that this is going to be, you can fall in line and do the status quo, but that your spirit is like, nope, no girl, no guy, let's keep it moving, that kind of a thing. And that's part of your superpower right now, is listening to those little tiny nuances, the niggling, I wonder, that was kind of funny when this person did say this or this person did not say this. I wonder what that's about. And I heard sonic radar, but that's kind of redundant, I think. I feel like your intuition is like ping, 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 giving you little pings left and right. And you are on high alert, not like, I don't feel alarmed necessarily, but I definitely feel like, wow, that's what that was about. And you're quickly discovering things that are hidden behind those little nuances. I feel like it's been that way for a while, minimum this past year, but these past 3 months, you've been really on point and able to pick up things that you typically would have been distracted. Not that you didn't have the ability, but I feel like you were maybe perhaps distracted, or I don't know. I feel like your diet could have like bogged you down to not picking up those clues and cues. Pile number 1. What? Celestial Weaver. Yeah, I feel like you are just really glowing up and you're showing up for yourself. I feel like you could have divine healing hands. You could have just very comforting hands. Anybody who touches you, I feel like you got to be careful that you don't absorb their energy, that kind of a thing. Make sure that you are transmuting even before you go home. That's a good idea for me, by the way, as well. But I feel like with the Sun right here, number 1, you have an incredible reputation. Not that we're even talking about that, but it's coming up right now. Something about you is very powerful. And I feel like she's almost like coming out of a book, almost like a nymph, right? So part of your superpower, I feel, is you tuning into all the energy around you, you making decisions even before they become public knowledge, that kind of a thing. And you already have confirmed a lot of what your intuition has been telling you. So pile number one, I feel like your intuition is on point. Like there's nothing I can tell you that you're like shocked, gasp, right? It's just not going to happen. By the same token, I feel like we all come to these readings just for a little bit of, yep, this is kind of, you know, it resonates. It's pretty much confirming what you already know. So pile number one, if you're liking these kind of readings, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. If you would like a private reading, those are in my Etsy shop, and you should be able to see that in the description box below. Also, those of you that are saying that you can't reach my timestamps so easily, I'm trying to put those in the first comment so that you don't even have to go to the description. But I'm not going to lie, I got a lot going on, and I'm trying to be more consistent there. Editing takes time, etc., etc. Not your problem, I know. Pile number one, the Two of Swords. And the World, like you have double confirmation right here. So I do feel like with the Two of Swords, it's echoing the Suit of Swords. I feel like you've withdrawn your energy. Maybe you could be experiencing some anxiety and things like that. I also just saw in my other form of divination, the forest, right? I saw a branch just out of my periphery when I happened to whip my head around like I should not because I'm trying to talk into the mic. And I saw this beautiful lion, just kind of this lion just laying there with his huge paws, just kind of observing. I feel like you've been an observer. And I'm also being told to be an observer, not absorber. So something about you absorbing this energy. You have that ability to now transmute that and change it and get rid of it. Right? But with this Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, there is a time for you to kind of listen to your intuition, not to bury your head in the sand, right? With the Two of Swords, this is like needing to make a decision and just not being able to. But I feel like this is stating that you know that things have to end, whether you do it or somebody else does it. That's your superpower. And the thing is that you have a leg up, a jump on things, if you will. And it's very powerful for you because I feel like other people may be startled or surprised and not see this coming, but not you, pile number one. So I feel like that is your superpower. I know it doesn't feel or sound super, but the fact that you can listen and feel that temperature change just on a dime is really powerful. That's how I've really been able to navigate a lot of my life in my later years, however you want to say it. But also it's really helped me steer, you know, it's like my inner navigational system. And I feel like you guys already know that because it wouldn't be even an issue if you were not, if that was not on your radar. So pile number one, much, much love to you. Thank you so much again for being here. I think that is very beautiful. You could be an energy worker, by the way. If you get in tune, meditate a little bit and hone that skill, I think it's going to turn out incredibly beautiful. Let me know what your quandary is if you feel comfortable or any observations. Otherwise, I'll see you at your next reading. Namaste. Hi, Pal 2. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot. I'm here to do your reading. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell for additional good juju with my trusty mallet in 3, 2, 1. All right. Pile number 2. What is your current superpower and how is it being developed? I'm going to go ahead and shuffle in 3, 2, 1. Pile number 2, you have the Four of Wands. You have, what is this? The Seven of Swords. These numbers are hard to see. You have the Two of Cups. You have the Fool. You have the Tower. And you have the Suit of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, The man who has everything. So fear not. Beautiful. So pile number 2. Let's get into your energy a little bit here. What are your superpowers? What is your superpower currently? And how are you getting more into it, honing that skill, that gift? I feel like stability. I feel like you have the ability currently, pile number 2, to make connections. I'm all reunited and reconciled. The monster comes home. Not the monster. Welcome to spooky season, by the way. I had to use my cards, of course. So I feel like you have the ability to make connections, to really build solid foundations. I feel like also, not that we're doing anything about image or popularity, but I feel like your popularity is growing. So somehow that's going to turn into part of your superpower, because I feel like not only do you have charm and charisma, but it's something very solid about it. It isn't, it's not preening or pretending you're something or somebody. You're actually making real connections in such a manner that it's really stable for everybody. And I think that's really beautiful. Now, right here, I definitely feel like your communication skills are on point. The Suit of Swords says a 7, but I fail to see that anywhere else. Okay. So this 7 of Swords really talks about doing things however it is that you need to do them. I feel like some people could feel, I feel, you feel, I feel, you feel, man. That maybe sometimes you could be underhanded or just really out for your own good, that kind of a thing. But I'm feeling that you are actually, whatever it is that you are doing, your superpower is connecting the dots and being able to make a foundation so that everyone feels solid. This is like really root chakra work, connecting with Pachamama, Mother Earth. This is transmuting energy. I'm also feeling that your powers of observation are very intense right now. I feel like you could even have an owl as an animal totem, but that's only those of you guys that are feeling that, by the way. The Two of Cups right here, I feel like, yeah, you are developing just really close connections, but I also feel by the same token that you are very balanced, okay? We have the Fool here and the Tower. You're ready to take a risk and you're ready to break down things, which is really interesting. You might have connection pile number 1, by the way. Not necessarily if you don't want to, but I feel like you have the ability to really form close bonds and foundations with people, but you hold and reserve a part of you back. No one ever really knows what you're fully up to, is what I'm hearing. And I don't think that you're up to anything nefarious, because that's what it sounds like, right? But I do feel, pile number 2, that your superpower is to feel and to be able to sense when people are all in or what is going on with them emotionally. So this is like a, more like a clairvoyant, like a knowing, right? With the Fool, I feel like you have the ability to perceive also what is going to really help ground you, what it is that is going to be solid, a solid investment of time, energy, money, emotion, time, partnerships, all of it, friendships. If it's not solid, you don't want it. And I feel like you're not suffering any fools, but also you're not playing around with other people's emotions. I feel like your superpower, believe it or not, is going to be more of a direct approach, even though people may see it a little bit differently, that you're going after exactly what it is that you want, that you're drawing I heard your party to you, so I don't know what that means to you, but that you are drawing people to you in such a manner that they feel a closeness. And one example that comes to mind is one time when I was in Sedona. I was on a Jeep tour with my son, and the tour guide was talking about how there is a person that lives in Sedona that whenever you meet her, all you feel is love. And I thought that was so powerful for me. And obviously it stuck with me all these years. But that whenever you were in her presence, and then other people that obviously have met her, have felt nothing but love emanating from this person. And I thought, wow, that's so beautiful. But I also feel like, pile number 2, that you are definitely reestablishing your own foundation, that whatever it is that has been prior, it's kind of like renovating your kitchen or whatever. You get a contractor and you're like, yep, I don't like this. I want this. I want, you know, the walls to be this way and the foundation to be a little bit different so that it's a lot more solid and grounded. But you're looking for that stability, and you're providing that stability in your affairs, and you're putting your affairs in order. Now, your superpower, how that becomes or ties into your superpower, is that you have that ability. Look, the King of Pentacles, it's like you're not going to be lacking for anything. I feel like your superpower currently is going to be eliminating things that are not beneficial to your life path, things that you don't resonate with, things that make you feel unstable. You're going to eliminate those things. Very similar, once again, to pile number 1. But I feel like you are taking kind of snapshots. Even this picture looks a little bit, it makes me feel like this one right here, the Fool, taking a chance. And people could see you as a gambler, as somebody who like takes chances or does things behind the scene for money. I don't mean that in a seedy way, but you know, it ain't my life to judge. I'm just saying. So palette number 2, I'm definitely feeling like you could be somebody who could do smoke readings. I have a girlfriend who she does this for a living. And it's so beautiful because she does these smoke cards. Mystic Door, her handle is Mystic Door Tarot. She's on YouTube, and she has readings as well, but she does this beautiful smoke cards. And I feel like you could be even reading smoke, that kind of a thing. You could be the spiritualist from, at least where I'm from, in Haiti and Puerto Rico and things like that. They have a tendency to dress in white and like smoke cigars and do like tobacco offerings. I know a lot of other people do it as well. It's not just, you know, solely for Caribbean people. But I'm going to say that if you are concerned about money, don't try not to be super concerned about it, because I keep hearing, I got the Midas touch. Okay. Everything I touch turns gold. I need a new song because even I'm getting tired out and played out by that. But listen, that's all I got right now for you. So pile number 2. You definitely could be making money off of, maybe you're reading smoke. Maybe you are reading, you know how they do candle magic and things like that. You could be reading the vessel of the candle, and that would be a nice little thing for you to supplement your income. But I feel like whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to be very solid, grounded. You are establishing a renewed presence and a renewed foundation in your own life, and therefore in the lives of people around you. Okay, they were young, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, free, and in love until tonight. Dun, 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 dun. So, contrary to popular belief, not that you asked, but I'm glad you asked. Pile number 2, I'm not a horror fan. Outside of A Nightmare on Elm Street, the rest of it, no can do. What is your superpower? What is your current superpower? Tell me more about this, please. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, you definitely have a connection to pile number 1. If you're interested, that would be great. If not, that's fine too. Listen to your own intuition. Communication. You have an ability to communicate in a manner that makes people feel so in tune with you. Vibrationally, you connect. I feel like energetically, you connect. I heard body, mind, and soul. Meow. I mean, you know, if that's your thing. But I feel like people can also mistake your energy for a little bit more than what it is. Now, what I'm looking at here is part of the reason why I'm hearing people come after you, like energetically, not just to kind of, not like a succubus, is that how you pronounce it? In order to kind of drain you from energy. But I feel like part of your superpower is withholding a little bit of yourself, and inadvertently or unknowingly, having some mystery about you that people want more. They're like, more, please. Tell me more. With the Two of Swords, yeah. So people, I feel like this can come into a direct reflection. You could be like a reflector, right? You could be that mirror that is designed to really reflect other people's behaviors and actions and things like that right back to them. And therefore, I feel like it's going to help to kind of stabilize and reorient people, because then they have to go within and go, what the heck is going on? That kind of a thing. Pile number 2, I feel like you definitely can be a catalyst and a change agent in other people's eyes and other people's lives as well. And I feel like you do it in a manner that feels kind of stealthy. I don't feel like this is like a deliberate thing. But again, look, if you're concerned about your finances, I heard your freedom. Okay, your finances, maybe even your freedom and things like that. I feel like you are deeply celebrated. You could have a windfall because that's what I'm seeing right here. In the not too distant future, I feel like also your confidence level is growing. And whatever this is, I feel like your ability to communicate is incredibly powerful. I keep going back to feeling like this of old. Fire scrying. There are different words for it, by the way. That's not the technical word. But you could be into, I just keep feeling that smoke with a cigar and things like that. Or even looking into the other side of that cigar. It's still kind of like fire scrying, but the lit part of it, and you can see images there as well that are going to be relevant and helpful. So I feel like you have that. You're, what is that? Clear vision. Hello, Grissa. Seeing. Well, you are definitely a seer. I definitely feel. I see you see. Okay. That's what I'm getting is your superpower. Yeah. The Page of Wands. I feel like this is going to. Why do I keep hearing reunite? This is going to really fire up your mojo. I think you're going to have a lot more energy, a lot more excitement. But even this is talking about the smoke and the fire and things like that. Now, it's interesting because pile number 2, I feel like some people actually want to rumble with you. They want to fight with you. And part of it has to do with this gift, that everything that you touch, it's like you bring in the money. If you're working for a company, you're the money maker and the foundation shaker. Okay. You're the one that sets precedence on how things go. Other people want to imitate you. Other people want to beat you because it is like a secret competition. Competition. Pile number 2. Your secret power, the number 12 on the clock right now, is your ability to bring balance to all situations. But first of all, balancing yourself. People don't know. She doesn't even have legs here, right? And typically with the Temperance card, you have like one foot in the water, one on land, that kind of a thing, indicating balance. Let's just get closer, shall we? And part of your superpower is really, I feel like you have great stage presence. I feel like when you walk in, people just turn around. They feel your energy, like, and your reputation precedes you. I've got to slow down here. So, pile number 2, I feel like with these huge wings right here, you definitely have angelic help from the other side. And I feel like people know that. They're like, well, how the heck do you know that? How the heck do you get higher vision? How are you able to like look and see what's going to transpire before it even happens? That kind of a thing. Any blocks and obstacles, they are so mild for you, even though they don't feel mild. I'm just going to say that you have a lot of birds. You have a lot of animal spirits that are willing to help you if you are willing to tune in, that kind of a thing. Pile number 2, your superpower that is larger than life right now, I feel like is your crown chakra. I feel like you are downloading things from spirit. You could be into the Grabavi codes. I can never say them. Light codes. Maybe you even speak light language. That was, never my thing, but I don't understand it, so I can't really judge it. Hi, friend. Gorgeous birds flying through. I love that. So, look like, well, without carrying whatever critter that is. Anyway, so I feel like, yeah, you are getting a lot of downloads. You could have a lot of energy on your crown chakra. By the way, if your crown chakra, meaning your head, right? And you guys probably know this, but on your head, if it starts like tingling or feeling like little baby ants are on it, or honey is being poured on your head, that kind of a thing, those are activations. That is spirit trying to gain your attention. And so I feel like you're going to be feeling this more and more. Pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. And I want to take a moment to thank all of you guys for stopping in. Your likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, all of that stuff. Pile number 2, how is your superpower? What is your superpower and how is it just growing, developing? You're getting more in touch with your senses, but I feel like you're surveilling. I feel a heavy presence of surveillance, and I feel like this is you. It's like observational, but for whatever reason, it's coming out of surveillance. So maybe perhaps you work for a surveillance company, or you're the ones that go door to door and you're like, hey, we have like ADT or whatever. I don't know what those companies are. And you can get it for this nominal price of that kind of a thing. So whatever it is, I feel like you have great powers of observation, and that alone is going to transmute into more money for you. Maybe you're going to go on your own. Maybe you are a detective. Maybe you are somebody who gets paid to spy on people. Sounds awful. But I don't know what it is, that whatever it is that you're doing, you have a natural aptitude for it. And I feel like this could come from your family lineage, and that is being honed a lot more for you. I think that when you start looking around you more, even if you want to like register those or jot those down, I think that you're going to see your predictions or your feelings, right? Your hunches, if you will, come to fruition quickly. And I think that that's going to give you more leverage in order for you to make progress or make moves for your own favor. So that is so pretty. Queen of Cups. Yeah, so you are definitely in touch. Let us get closer, darlings, right here. Get closer. And by the way, I really love when you guys drop in, hey, like readings from Germany or wherever. I think that is so cool because yeah, I think I've seen Africa as well. It's just beautiful to be able to see, you know, who is actually watching from where. I know that my stats tell me that, but it's a lot more intriguing for me when people actually comment that. So I'm interested. If you're interested, I'm interested. Pile number 2, I feel like with the Queen of Cups right here, you're definitely an empath. I feel like you can absorb people's emotions as well. We want to be careful with that. But look at all these little lights right here. And she's just gently, you know, she's not greedy about collecting them all. And I feel like with the greed, I'm not insinuating you're greedy, but I feel like there could be a little air of desperation about stability, about maybe even connections and things like that. And maybe that's why you tend to be a little bit more removed. I heard remote. You could be somebody who works remote. You could also live in the forest or commune with spirits or really hug trees. Grounding could be a very powerful thing for you, using grounding sheets. You can look those up on Amazon, but just simply putting your feet on the ground, things like that. And I'm also being led to remind you that your furry friends can use that transmutation of energy as well, since they absorb our energy by putting their little paws in dirt and natural things as well. So just an FYI, although I'm sure you know that. I'm being led to tell you that if you're worried about finances and money, that it is very much coming to you. And I feel like you know that, but it's going to be a little bit of a bump with the tower right here. But I feel like you are the one causing that tower. Maybe you're kind of like shaking things up around you. Maybe you're setting a new precedent in order for people to really attain 7 of Swords, clarified by the 7 of Swords. I feel like whatever it is that you're doing, you are doing this in secret. You could be somebody who is actually a reader as well, right? And people could be like, why so mysterious or whatever, which is really quite interesting because I don't feel like people are really necessarily totally transparent with you. But I'm hearing none ya, and that's kind of how I would answer them. Like, none your business. Like, your life is your life, that kind of a thing. Pile number 2. This has been a little bit of a long reading, but I do feel led to pull another one because I feel like you have faced insurmountable obstacles. I'm looking at how this person with the 7 of Swords is really... people are congregating around you. Like, they expect you to have answers and have the light and have the wisdom. And I feel like you do. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, look. So I definitely feel like, yeah, have a little bit more confidence in your intuition. Yeah, I feel like you can see things coming a mile away. You feel people's energy, and when it's off, and you know something's up. And you can go down that rabbit hole and chase it and figure it out quite easily. Pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Let me know, because I feel like you get hits, right, through your crown chakra. You have that ability to communicate, but be careful that you're not a little bit hasty or harsh with your words. I do feel like people around you can say that you might be a little bit blunt, and I resemble that remark. So I feel you if that's you. That's all I have. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell for additional good juju in 3, 2, 1. Pile number 3. What is your current superpower? What is your current superpower, and how is that being developed? I'm going to go ahead and mix the cards in 3, 2, 1. Pile number 3. My camera was not recording, so here we go again. Pile number 3, you have temperance. Your life is in the balance. You have the 6 of Swords. You have the 8 of Cups. You have the 9 of Cups. You have the 6 of Pentacles. And you have the 3 of Cups. So pile number 3, I would just like to take a moment to thank thee for being here, for checking out my readings, all the comments, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Interested in finding out how far and how wide my readings are going. So if you want to care to comment where you are from, I've gotten a couple, I think one from Africa and one from Germany, but that was my other channel, PsychicMD. So pile number 3, your current superpower, I feel, is definitely maintaining a balance, right? And I find it interesting, the words right here, life is in the balance. It's not like you're balanced, but your life is in the balance. So I feel like pile number 3, you are finding your balance, and how you're establishing balance, law and order is what I'm hearing, is that you are removing yourself from situations that are not for you. If you enter places and you get the wrong vibe, you are quickly gone. You're not going to stick around and think, well, it's all in my head, that kind of a thing. You're listening to your intuition. I feel like that is being honed. I feel like you're quicker to leave situations if it isn't copacetic. I'm not saying everything has to be like quote beneficial, but if you sense something's off, if you sense something that isn't to your liking, you're going to take that cue and you're going to bail. And I love that for you. Pile number 3, what I have for thee is a horror tarot. Horror tarot. We have the 8 of Cups. Let's get closer right here. So pile number 3, we have the 8 of Cups with you walking away. And I feel like looking at your intuition, listening to your intuition, you're leaving things that are dead and gone. And I feel like part of that, pile number 3, to be honest, I feel like it's even leaving parts of you behind. Things that are no longer serving you. Things that are redundant, that are outplayed, outmoded, outdated things. And I'll give you an example. Overgiving, oversharing, taking care of other people before your own needs, right? Staying in situations to make other people happy when you're miserable, things like that. Pile number 3, what I have for the 8 of Cups is that you'll put your whole heart into it. And that's what the 8 of Cups is strictly, I'm a mixologist, in other words. I'm not really, but in my fake believe life, I am. And I poured 8 beautiful cups of drinks, special for everyone, right? And they were measured perfectly, and all the ingredients are beautiful, and aesthetically, they shine. They're like, wow, knock your socks off kind of a thing. But in doing all of that, I ignored the 9th cup, which is my own happiness, that kind of a thing. And I feel like your superpower is really the ability to be able to really transmute that energy and change the narrative. I just saw 333. If you don't feel a collaborative energy, cooperative energy, and by the way, your pile's number 3, obviously, and you have the 3 of Cups being referenced, you could be seeing 333s everywhere. And I love that for you. I feel like that's cooperation abundance. If you guys know what the angel number 333 is, go ahead and drop in the comments below as well. But I feel like your intuition is heightened. It is picking up. You could also have some connectivity to like your menses if you're female, right? I feel like tune in. Hello. Yeah. And you might kind of just in the same way that I was saying that and the camera went blurry, you might actually kind of drop out, hibernate a little bit, which we all do, yes. But I feel like you're connecting a lot more. You're getting downloads from the other side. I'm hearing that you are being upgraded. So if you are currently a little bit in that stage, that's what's going on with you, by the way. And I love this because with the 8 of Cups right here, look at how these two totally go together. Well, they do. It's a progression. So I feel like part of your glow up and part of your superpower currently is the ability to snip ties immediately when things aren't not meant for you, right? You're recognizing signs sooner. You are allowing things to be exactly what they are, but you're learning from that experience. So this is like the skull and, you know, looking through the skull. But now she's using it a little bit like a sauna, like a little, I don't know. It looks like a sauna to me. But she is going after her own cup, and she is immersed in her own cup. And I think what that's just really saying is that you're recognizing that you are important too. I'm hearing I'm important too. I'm hearing that simply doing things for other people, that is good. But doing things out of the overflow of your life, of your wealth, of your emotional bank, all those things is even better. And the Suit of Pentacles right here, the Six of Pentacles, talks about charity, the ability to give even in secret. So I feel like part of your superpower is that you are giving to people in secret. You're giving to situations secret, maybe even charities, things like that. Maybe you're helping with GoFundMe, and I just saw 555 here. So I feel like you're diversified in your giving. Your mode of currency is different also. Pile number 3, I feel like this doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It could be. You could be literally giving to charities and things like that, or volunteering your time. But I feel like you do things in such a way that you don't even know that you're giving to other people. This could be words of encouragement. This could be great advice. This could be, I heard conspiring for abundance, the abundance of others, the abundance of yourself, things like that. Maybe perhaps you are meditating in order to bring that more about. The spirit of charity, I feel like your heart is open and it's giving. And the reason why you're able to give is that you're no longer an empty vessel. Whereas before, everything was being taken, like you were tapped out and not tuned in and things like that. I feel like you were taking care of your own vessel with the temperance, just really moderating and regulating. How do I feel? Is it my friend needs this? And can I give that right now? Mental, emotional, spiritual? No. If my emotional, all those banks are empty, then that is a limit. Don't go and get overdrawn on your emotional bank, which I used to do all the time, by the way. And I have to monitor that constantly. So I feel like those things you are maturing and drawing away from, right? And I know this is about your gifts, your superpowers right now, and it may not seem like it, but I definitely feel like it is translating into abundance, into cohesiveness, into a spirit where people want to come towards you, not just to get their cups filled, but to fill your cup as well. They want to kind of partake, I don't know, maybe having drinks with you and that kind of a thing, but they want to be around your energy. But I feel like they have stuff to offer you as well. It's not the take that we had before that you are moving away from. Pile number 3, your superpower, your current superpower. I just saw another bird in flight and I heard flight. So maybe you are traveling, maybe you're a traveler, maybe you have more access to traveling than you ever have had before, the ability, or or maybe somebody bought a plane, or somebody you know has a plane. Pile number 3, your current superpower, 9 of Cups. Look at that. So we are doubling down on that. You are able to definitely bring prosperity. Emotional fulfillment is the biggest thing that I'm getting right here. We want to look at these cards. And by the way, if you are a reader, somebody interested in tarot, this card, these are Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms, if you're curious. So the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you are vibrationally putting yourself in a place where your energy is welcoming all sorts of beautiful things. You're welcoming equal exchange of give and take. You are welcoming friendship with the lovely. You are welcoming good things, but I am feeling some resistance. I have to tell you this. I feel like you are used to maybe being the giver and not used to receiving. So Spirit's wanting for you to open up and be able to receive more. Friends and family and people around you generally just want to give you things. Say yes, because I feel like you have a tendency to say no, and I resemble that remark. But people are wanting to give to you, and keep in mind, like the same way that you feel when you give that gift to other people by allowing them to give. If that's, if they're like, hey, friend, I want to give you this, or hey, do you need help with that kind of a thing, make sure that you say yes every once in a while, or more often than not, because I feel like that's going to help grow your spiritual bank also. It's going to really help your emotional bank. I feel like you have been lacking in this area and Spirit's trying to get back to you. And you're putting up a little bit of wall. I just saw the number 1001. Isn't that a Rush song? 100. Okay. Anyways, the Two of Cups. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Pile number 3. What I have for thee is your ability to connect, your connectability to other people. But I'm also getting technology. I feel like you're connecting far greater and wider than you ever thought before. And I feel like that spirit of connection, people feel like it's just you and them, that kind of a thing. Just like it's you and I, pile number 3, that kind of a thing. And I feel like in a way you are mirrors to other people's souls, and your growth is really inspiring their growth as well. I feel like that is your current superpower, is that you are a magnet. And now currently, you not only are you a magnet because you have always been this way, but I feel like you're a magnet for the good things. You are no longer like, I'm just a spiritual, what is that? Vending machine, yeah. Where people come up and go, I would like a J5, and then they get the J5 or whatever it is. Yeah, I feel like, oh, nice. Okay, so I feel like also, yeah, so you're no longer a spiritual vending machine. So you're taking yourself out of spiritual jail, out of spiritual timeout and things like that. And with that reciprocal energy, I feel like it is going to open up. I'm hearing wide open spaces. Okay, I'm not going to sing it for you because I don't do that sometimes. So King of Cups right here. I feel like for those of you that are unattached, you're having love come in, mature love, or an offer of an emotional nature. King of Cups is somebody who is well-versed in love, right? But gone are the days where they just fall in love with love. This person, when they're in the upright, that kind of a thing, they really moderate their emotions, but they're definitely there. They run deep as whatever this is. Is that a lake, I think? Something? River? We don't know. But pile number 3, I feel like with a 9 of Swords, this could maybe really serve to discombobulate you a little bit if you've been single for a long time, or if you've had really hard, difficult lessons with partners and so on and so forth, or even currently, if you have a partner, this means another person could be coming into your life. I'm not saying you're going to separate. That's all you. This is not an individual reading, not a personal read. But the 9 of Swords right here, I feel like this can bring you a little bit of anxiety and things like that. And I'm just going to say that part of your gifts right now is also dreaming. Your dream space. I heard your dream sequence is going to be very revealing to you. Also, smoke you could have tied to a connection to pile number 2, by the way. You could be thinking or dreaming about your past. And I feel like this woman, there's another, it's like her figure up here with a baby in her hand almost. And I feel like you could be really concerned about a child or something like that, anxiety about that, or maybe somebody new coming into your life and you having kids with them, or you have a child, and when is the right time to introduce them? I don't know. Take the messages as they fit, if they fit. Okay, not everything is going to fit. And then right here, I feel like this is almost like a keyhole, almost like the old school skeleton keys. Hello. So you could have water in your chart. You could have air in your chart as well. But make sure that you don't get in your head with a lot of anxiety, because I feel like if you look throughout your history and things like that, you are glowing up, you are showing up for yourself. And I think that the universe is echoing that right back to you with the number 1333 on camera right now. I feel like you are starting to see, yeah, reciprocal energy. I feel like you've healed a lot. You've healed much. And part of your superpower is this dream and the ability to give back in ways that you have no knowledge of yet. But that is coming for you. Pile number 3. I also heard alchemy. Oh, and the Chariot. So you're going to make some progress. I feel like part of your superpower is an intense gaze, intense stare, determination. I feel like part of your superpower is intuitively you're going to move towards what it is that is good, what is going to give to you. But also, I feel like it's not for just, oh, all me, that kind of a thing, because I don't feel like people on my channel don't gravitate towards that mindset. But I feel like with the Chariot, you are taking your positive and negative polarities and moving in a certain direction. So I feel like you're making a decision, and I feel like this decision can feel like it came from the middle of nowhere, that kind of a thing, but it's helping your inner navigational system, right? You have this inner compass other people don't get, and if you listen to other people, it can cause some confusion in you. But continue following your own intuition, because it has always worked out for you. I feel like all three piles are interconnected almost. What is your superpower here, please? The Fool, and taking the proper chances, taking the proper risks. I feel like even you could be somebody drawn to like pyramids and things like that. And I feel like even maybe perhaps you are leaving a hermit situation. Or Libra can be attached to this. Virgo doesn't necessarily have to be. But I'm going to say even Leo, right? I'm going to say that you could be leaving a situation and you know when it is time to move, when it is time to make a move. With the Fool, you definitely have a lot of animal spirits right here leading the way. And this is very fiery. This is very cold. I feel like people can think that you're hot and you're cold and you're yes, then you're no. I'm just kidding. You're in, then you're out. You're up, then you're down. Sorry. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you keep a lot to yourself. You don't let people know what moves you're making. The number 1515 on camera right now. A lot of changes, but for the good. We have the Empress right here. Oh, abundance. Yeah. So a lot of abundance is entering your life, but make no mistake, I feel like you have earned it. If you've been feeling lack or the pinch, right? Feeling lack mentality or things are not going so well, that is ending. And I feel like also the Empress, you are just attracting abundance. With the King of Pentacles, what is going on? Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about. Pile number 3, what I have for you is that you're kind of a money magnet, opportunity magnet, that kind of a thing. But also that your intuition is on fire, okay? Set fire to the rain. Is that what we're doing? I feel like your intuition is going to let you know when to make moves. And I think that these are really big moves, of course, because with the Fool, this is a whole new journey. With the Chariot, this is let's go, baby. With the Empress, I mean, these are huge cards, okay? Impact, I'm talking vibrationally. And so these are very big moves. Maybe you're opening up another business or a new business, but this is going to generate, I heard, generational wealth for yourself and for abundance for those around you as well. Because I do feel like with the Empress, she is someone who takes care of other people. It is not just me. A little bit of like the Nine of Pentacles, nothing wrong with that. But she could be seen or perceived a little bit as like, oh, everything for me. But I feel like you have a big picture mindset, and that is what is being added to you. That is what's being enriched and refined in your journey currently with your spiritual gifts and things like that. So that's what I have. Please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. If this resonated, let me know. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste.